So, this wasn't your first experience diving in the series. The series wasn't the first time diving. That goes back a long, long time.
Yeah, so I did my PADI in Cyprus in '92, my open water. My girlfriend at the time wasn't very happy because there was only one student and one very good-looking Norwegian female teacher. And I spent 2 weeks with the Norwegian teacher. Thankfully I passed, and then I went off diving around. I went to Australia, I went to the Maldives, managed to go open. We got off, we counted off a down once. We've seen 2 submerged reefs, my then girlfriend Martine, and we lose the divers in front, so we do a safety stop, we come up, and the boat's gone. So my head, after 5 hours on the surface, looks like a Rice Krispie. Eventually a boat picked us up, took us to a different island, but when I met the skipper of the Down the next day, I let him know that I was not particularly happy.
And that sounds like being 5 hours in the water, waiting for a boat to pick you up, sounds pretty bad. But it's not the worst, is it?
No, it's not. This is before I went proper into diving again. I was out spearfishing with some very wealthy people. I had a yacht in the Sea of Cortez, so off the Mexico mainland. And because it's an exclusion zone and they were wealthy enough and influential enough, there was not a boat for another 250 clicks. Anyway, they go off spearfishing, it's freezing cold, there's sea lice, jellyfish eggs stinging my head, I'm in a rashie, I've got a weight belt, not a thing. You know, the closest I was getting to water was going over Alton Bridge or Battersea Bridge on the way to Elstree every day up to EastEnders. These guys are practicing every day, they're wearing the camo gear, taking it very, very far, far too seriously for my mind. So I decide that I'll swim back to the yacht. Now I can see, you know, top of the mast. I am attempting to swim 7 nautical miles against an outgoing tide. And I say to the guy on the rib, who speaks Israeli, not very good English, I will hug the rocks on the side of the bay there and try and get back. Well, the rocks are too far to swim to, and I didn't realise they were about 3 miles well. So I just tried to make my way back. Anyway, I heard them go back. And I look at my watch. I've been in the water 3.5 hours at this point. They go back to the boat, they make their sashimi, they put it in the fridge, they wash themselves down, they clear all their kit, everyone goes to bed. My girlfriend is already in bed. They get up, they have sundowners at 5:30. Kemp has been in the water since 10 in the morning. I'm silly, I'm shouting, no one can hear me. Anyway, they found me about 8 o'clock that night, in the dark, and I still have my weight belt on. What's that about? Anyway, so yeah, really, with that kind of experience, I should never have gone near water ever again, right?
Yeah, you were telling these stories this backstage, and I was thinking, fair play to ever go and dive. If I'm left in the water for, I don't know, like 14, 50 hours, while my mates were all getting drunk and eating sushi, I'm surprised you were diving again. So how did you make the move more recently back in the diving stuff?
So basically I was making a program for a company called Honeybee, who actually co-produced this thing with me. And we were doing it about dangerous wild animals. People in the UK, believe it or not, do keep lions in their back gardens. And there is one guy who is in Coventry, not far from here, who has 43 very large reptiles in a mid-terraced council house with 1 bedroom. The other bedroom is for Thor, the monitor lizard, who actually came through his ceiling because he chewed his way through his little pond pipe and he dropped through. So there are some people out there that keep some rather amazing animals that you think should really be somewhere else in the world rather than in places like Coventry. Not that I've got anything against Coventry. But so we're making this program, and in conversation I said, well, I went to the Maldives and there used to be a wreck there by the runway, it's called the Victory, and you could go down into it and there was an air pocket where people took their eggs out and it created a dome of air that you could get out. And I was talking to the producer. The next minute, behind my back, he's gone to Sky History, put Ross Kemp Shipwreck Treasure Hunters. That's a commission. So there I am, with lovely Mark Powell from Scuba Diving International. Great, he's a legend in the game. Brilliant teacher. and Mark Thompson, who helped a lot, is a brilliant cave diver. They helped me go from open water to advanced rescue in 4 weeks. Then it got pretty serious when we got to the HSE course. You can't work commercially underwater unless you have an HSE ticket, as you know. But I didn't realise it was going to be quite as hard as it was. And there was a moment we were in Raisbury. People know what Raisbury is, yeah? So I'm kneeling on a container, and you know it's not the greatest viz. Anyway, I didn't know the viz was going to get a lot worse. But they're throwing bits of scaffolding down at me on a bowline. I'm unhooking this stuff, and I'm building this. I've got a spanner attached to my dry suit, and I'm building this 4-piece scaffolding. And I just have a moment, I go, what am I doing here? I should be in a makeup room. I should be having a bacon butty and a cup of tea. I'm making a square piece of scaffolding at 15 metres in a pond outside of Heathrow. And then they went, have you dismantled it? Oh, no, you built it, dismantled it, tight and send it back up. And I went, what is the point of this? And I soon realised what the point was when we got into occasional difficulties. It's the ability, as you know better than me, it's the ability to be able to, when you are sorting out your problem, keep yourself neutrally buoyant. It's the ability that when you know you are maybe going to run out of there, or you've gone to your bailout, and you know there is no alternative after that. It's the ability to stay as calm as you possibly can while you untangle yourself. So there, you know, the HSE course was another level for me, and then there was a 5-hour written paper at the end of it, split into 2 hours and 3 hours, and I thought, well, all that diving was for nothing because I'm never going to pass that, and luckily, by some way, I passed it.
That's a hell of a learning curve, to be fair, because I mean, I kind of went, well actually I didn't quite start, let's say as easy as you, because I started when I was a kid diving off at Aberdeen, but nevertheless, you can spend, I spent like, you know, 10, 15 years maybe getting to the sort of HSE commercial, but you went from diving recreationally as a tourist in the Maldives to effectively as a commercial diver in the UK waters, which is that is a hell of a learning curve, because it's what I often say is that the UK, I don't want to be disloyal, but it's not necessarily the best diving in the world. But what it is the best place to train.
100%.
Because if you can dive in the UK, you can dive anywhere. And people say, oh yeah, but maybe the fjords of Norway are a little bit colder. Yes, they are, but also gin clear, it's more for stable weather. I think with the UK, with the waves, the weather, the viz, dry suits, hoods, weight belts, all that sort of stuff, and then put on top of it working underwater, which again is another level, the UK can be one of the hardest places to dive.
But I think it's that famous adage, you know, if you train that hard, then when you get to the actual thing, it's a little bit easier. But yeah, look, I absolutely love diving in the UK. I mean, the second series, there's less beeps. I don't swear so much. In fact, I think they put some of the beeps in when I wasn't even swearing. You know, people said there's fake Jeopardy in it. Well, there probably was a bit, but I didn't put it in. The editor put it in, and he's only ever come close to a swimming pool in his life. You know, he's never dived. Made a bit of snorkeling once. So the second series is a lot better than that in terms of how we look at making Jeopardy. You don't need to make Jeopardy. You're in a hostile environment, and you're trying to tell a story. But I think what's sort of this series particularly celebrates British diving, and there's not much out there that does. And I hope that it brings new people to British diving. As you say, you know, if you can dive, you know, off the south coast with 2 meters viz on the M2, then you're going to find going to the Red Sea a real buzz.
So in the first series, which wrecks did you visit?
So we started off in Scarpa. We did the F2, the Flotter Flight 2. We did the Karlsruhe, which is amazing. I mean, for me, to come down a shot line and suddenly see a piece of metal and just stretch it out. And there was a personal reason for me as well. Part of my family come from Portsmouth, and part of my family come from Norfolk. And they sort of met when some of the boys left the farm and met girls in a pub, which is still there, called the Ship. And that family were called the Chalmers, and they'd had 13 kids come over from Ireland. And my great-grandfather married a girl from the farm, and the two boys from the farm married his sisters. And two of the boys that they had from the other family were on the hood when he got hit by the Bismarck. So there was a real kind of diving on First World War wrecks had a bit of importance to me. And of course, for those that know, the last time the hood was seen in British waters was when it sailed out of Scarborough. So that was important to me. My great-grandfather Pop, who I can barely remember, was a pilot on the Suez, but he was shipwrecked 3 times. So shipwrecks were always quite an important thing to me when I was growing up, being told about him being lost at sea. At one point he was lost for 2 months. My nan, his daughter, was in I think she was married by then because her husband was fighting in Africa, in North Africa. And that's why going to the Suez, and this one is quite important to me because my granddad was fighting with the Remy, preparing tanks for the battlefield. And if you dive on the Thistledown, you can see the Bedford trucks that he would have driven, and the motorbikes he would have fixed. And also at the same time, his father. 100%, yeah.
And then the second series
is we dive on the Mary Rose. What a privilege, what an honour. So with Mallory Hass, marine archaeologist, and my dive buddy. I know she's out there somewhere. Where are you, Mallory? She's there! And Nikki, assistant camera. I'm going to say your name wrong. Nikki Murphy. Got it wrong, didn't I? So it's a team. But the great thing about it is, for me, what it does as a series, it ticks 3 boxes, Eddie, which is not easy, as you know. It's a history show, it's a diving show, but it's also got a lot of great banter. And you know Neil Brock, who runs Bristol Channel Divers. I can only describe him as a canny Welshman. For instance, we're about to get on the dive boat to go off to dive on the Mary Rose, and behind us is the Isle of Wight ferry, big ferry boat. So he goes to me, "What comes steaming out of the back of cows?" And I go, "Milk." And he goes, "The Isle of Wight ferry."
Yeah, that sounds like Neil. So I've got to be nice to Neil because his dive shop is the closest one to my house, so he fills all my trimixes and cylinders, so I need to be quite careful. Otherwise give me a bad mix and I won't be coming back up. It's a small world because Mark Powell, who trained you, lives not far from me. We're actually in the same search and rescue team. And then Mike Thomas, with Dive Together, he's a big cave diver based down in Somerset, so it's a small world.
Yeah, it is a small world, but it's also a world that's full of some really interesting, cracking people. And for me, that's part of the attraction. You know, it's brilliant to be under the water. I love the experience, I love the feeling. But there's some brilliant people working in the British diving industry, both the commercial and the social side of it. And it's an honour to be able to dive on some of the most wonderful wrecks that we have in the UK. And as I say, if this programme does one thing, and it promotes younger people, or people that wouldn't think about getting in the water, to think about taking a course, whether it be Scuba Diving International, PADI, BZAC, whatever it may be, then, you know, we've ticked a box.
So the series is called, Ross Kemp, Shipwreck Treasure Hunter. But the fact is, which sounds a little bit, I don't know, just digging for gold, but you were diving with professional archaeologists.
Yeah. As I say, Alarin's over there. We were diving in Plymouth Sound recently, found a silver coin, proper treasure. Sound a bit like Donald Trump then, didn't I? But we found real treasure. And for me, look, particularly when we found stuff on the Mary Rose, I did a piece of camera underwater, totally impromptu, with Richie Stevenson, who is our underwater DOP, and he's brilliant, right, absolutely top notch.
He's one of my best friends. I didn't know he was on that.
Because you both booked me.
He was at my wedding.
There you go. So it's a small world, isn't it? So Richie and I have we've got this kind of simpatico thing going on now, also with Nikki, and when Mallory's with me, that we can come up, go around, we know what we're doing before we dive on the wreck. So just say it's the M2, we know our depths, we know we'll finish with a coning tower, because that's the shallowest depth. So we'll go down, we'll go along the runway, we'll film there, we'll do a piece of camera about the actual plane that would fly off it, and how it would be launched. Then we'd get to where the hangar is, the base of the conning tower, where the plane would have been attached, and I do an emotional piece to camera about these boys going down on this thing and not being able to get off, and what it must have been like to just like slowly fade. And then we go up to the conning tower and to say, can you imagine what it would be like in all weathers before there was Gore-Tex? We were wearing woolen coats, bouncing up and down. And bear in mind that submarine went down in January between the walls. This is before there were electric lights properly, you know. Everyone would have smoked. Can you imagine the atmosphere inside that sub? No, and one of the most pathetic things is we go to the submarine museum in Portsmouth, and the historian brings out a piece of wood, and it says M2 gone down, SOS please help. And guess where they would have flushed that out of the torpedo tubes. Guess where it was found? In Cornwall, 4 months after it went down. So, you know, there's always, that's why it's so, for me, it's shaking hands with ghosts, Andy. It's like, it's the ability to be the first person to touch something that hasn't been seen or touched by a human being, in the case of the Mary Rose, in 500 years. But for me, it's also the human story that you're telling. You're telling a story of real people. Their real courage. And that's what's really important to me.
I've got a couple of ideas, but we'll talk about that backstage. Let me get you your rebreather and Trimix tickets and your cave diving tickets, but anyway, we'll talk about that.
I'm not cave diving.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Speak to Mike Thomas, it's fine. Well, off topic. I mean, the Mary Rose especially, I love listening to you speak about that, because I remember as a kid, watching that. That was a huge event in the you know, Prince Charles was there, they did it all live. Was it 82? I think it was. Watching the Mary Rose be raised. So that's
but not all of it. So the bow castle was never raised, and that's what we go diving on. So it's the first episode of the new series, and what's happened there is a buoy to tell people to stay away from the area in the Solent. But that buoy has actually got a chain on it, and that chain has dug the trench. And so with the permission of the Trust, obviously, and with Chris Dobbs from the Trust to keep an eye on us, Mallory and I were allowed to dive in that area, and unfortunately we brought up stuff that we believe is from the Mary Rose. So that's just like an incredible honour for some man who wasn't diving 2.5 years ago, not properly anyway.
And that's
not that I'm diving properly these days.
And that stuff is now at the Mary Rose Museum.
We will.
Yes. So there's an exhibition going to be opened next month, I believe. It's about the actual divers that worked on the lifting of the Mary Rose. These guys, when people weren't wearing the kit they wear now, very simple basic kit, had to drill basically underneath the starboard side of the hull. When they were down there, they had to fit wires and everything else. I mean, a cradle. You imagine what it's like in the Solent. You can't see a thing. And these are all volunteers. These people weren't getting paid. They were doing it for the love. Now, I love being in the water, but digging a hole in the silt of, 25 metres or whatever it was, underneath an ancient hull, not knowing whether it could collapse on you at any second, is going above and beyond the love, I reckon.
So see, so straight, but I believe it didn't always go to plan. In fact, I think we've got a photograph. There's one particular photograph. I think there's a few stories, but this is one we'll start with.
That's me auditioning for Quasimodo. So I'll tell you about that, Andy. So basically, wearing full face mask is, it's a real advantage, because I can have a conversation with you underwater, you can see me, most of you can't. But it comes with its own set of challenges, and it's amazing to be able to sit with Mallory and have a conversation about something as if we were sitting in the back garden. But basically, I was fitting the mask directly onto my face. So driving back, I think it was from Portland, and I looked in the mirror as I'm driving back, and I'm going, my left my right eye is lower than my left eye. When I woke up the next morning, my right eye had dropped significantly. Now, I'm not saying I'm the prettiest bloke that ever walked the planet. However, in my job, it really helps if both your eyes are level. The next day, it's even worse. And this is where I give you a bit of advice. I ring up my private doctor that looks after me, gives me injections. I've got malaria and I sometimes have bouts of that. And it just cuts corners when I need them. Otherwise, I use National Health, who I'm a great fan of. I have a daughter who's not very well done. We love the NHS. But at certain points, I use this guy. So he advised me to go and see an optometrist or ophthalmist. That's £1,000. He goes, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. I said, you're kidding me? One's near my chin and the other one's up where it should be. He said, there's nothing wrong with your eyes though. So you need to go and see someone who does facial injuries. £2,000, right? He says, I think you've torn your carotid artery. There's no operation for that. I said, well, how long will I look like that for? He said, 9 months. I said, are you kidding me? He said, well, let's have an MRI scan and check it out. £3,000, so I'm now at £5,000, right? Have an MRI, we'll let you know in 3 days. So I've got 3 days of panic, looking like Quasimodo. I literally felt like the Elephant Man, I put a hood over my head when I went out to the shops. Anyway, he rings me up, I'll never forget, I was in a local pizza place with the kids and the wife. And he goes, no, you haven't turned your carotid artery. I said, yes, but you're £5,000 richer. What is wrong with me? No idea, mate. And eventually it gets better. So I go diving again. He said it could be too much weight across your chest. So instead of leaping in, I slip off the side of the lift. We dive, we come back. It was James Egan Lane, which wasn't a great dive of mine. We're on the way back from Cornwall, Devon. And I look in the mirror and my eye's starting to drop again, this time a lot quicker. But what I did this time, and I advise you to do this, Mark Bentley Smith runs the place. It's in Poole, it's where the hyperbaric chamber is, and it's called the Dive Centre. I just looked it up online. Cost me nothing. He did a Zoom with me straight away. He says, you've compressed your lymphatic system. So what I do now is, and you'll see in the second series, I wear a thicker hood, and I put the mask onto the hood, rather than directly onto my face where it can compress it. So, £5,000 for the experts, don't go near them. If you've got a diving injury and you're worried about, go to a dive doctor.
Yeah, definitely good advice. It's interesting because you know, it's knowing the sport, like diving doctors that dive, that's because they'll full face mask. Oh, I know that. They always savagely put it on tight to try and, you know, get a decent seal. But if you don't dive, it wouldn't occur to you that there might be a vacuum around your face.
And also, your lymphatic system, once it's squeezed, stays squeezed. There's nothing you can do about it, so you just got to wait for it to open up again.
So was that the only slight mishap, or was everything flawless apart from that?
Mallory, there's been a few. You'll have to watch the series to find out. Mallory's going, no, don't tell her. I think you don't have to make the jeopardy up. You are trying, ultimately, whatever wreck we dive on, we know where we need to be by a certain time. And God willing, we can all see each other. I mean, we're on the SS Broadsword. We did before the episodes about D-Day. Found it fascinating about how ships that were there to land troops, Sherman tanks, were getting blown up way after all the gun batteries had been taken out. The Luftwaffe didn't have superiority. Why were these bombs? All the mines have been swept. And it's a really interesting story. But we went down. Ian Taylor runs Skin Deeper.
I've dived with Ian.
Yeah, of course you have. We're doing the show together now, Andy, you know that. But he's a brilliant diver, right? He's a natural diver.
He is.
Diving since he was
very funny man.
Very funny man.
Pretty straight, you know. He's not a man to give hugs and, you know, let people knock off early.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing about why I love this gig. It's got its characterful. You don't have to pretend anything. It's all there naturally, you know. Anyway, him and I go down. Mark Colwick, safety diver, goes down. And it's just pea soup. I mean, literally pea soup. And you say Ian Taylor has got more hours underwater than most people, right?
He's your stereotypical hairy-bummed commercial diver. That's Ian.
And he goes, where are you gone, Ross? And I go, where are you, Ian? And we put our arms out and we touched each other. And we went, yeah, man, we're calling this. Can we call this, please? He said, we're calling this. We went back a few days later and it cleared. So, you know, if you can't film it, and you can't see it, and you can't even touch it, what is the point of being there?
And that's what makes, I think, filming in the UK especially difficult. It's very easy to go to the Maldives or the cenotes in Mexico and get 50-metre visibility. But in the UK, it's really Rich Stevenson, you know, trying to make something look presentable where you've got a couple of metres of viz and light it is very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, you know, Richie's an unbelievable professional, and we have, as I say, this kind of second understanding between us now.
Of course, when I speak to him next, I'm just going to tell him that you slagged him off relentlessly.
He'll know that's true. Yeah, you know, we work out the ratio. Neil Brock is, again, got more hours underwater than most, all over the shop. He says 1 in 10 is the ratio. So you'll get 1 dive out of 10, or you get more than 4 to 5 metres viz in the British Isles. And because we haven't got the budget, we've generally got to work with what we got. So the only time sometimes I know when to say a piece to camera is Richie's got 2 car headlights either side of the camera, and I try and find the middle of it, don't I, Nikki? She's nodding, yes, I used to do, Ross. Sometimes I'm looking, you're just getting blinded and you're going, and here I am, and it's fantastic, and where's the camera, man?
I've done stuff with Richie when he's had that, he's just 2 big like filming lights up by the camera, and then he's changed some things, he's moved the lights to there and then to there. So I'm looking at here, doing the cameras of this direction, you can't see, he's 2 bright lights in the darkness, you're just blinded.
Yeah, exactly. If you move those lights, you've got no runway to land the plane, right? You know, more than happy to answer questions if anybody wants to answer.
Yeah, I've got one last one I'm going to hand over the audience. Let's hold it to series 3. So what wreck, either UK or globally, would you like to dive?
That I haven't yet. Oh, that's a good. Sure. I mean, I'd love to go to Trump Lagoons just to have a look at it because everybody talks about it. But I found the Red Sea just awesome. I love diving in British waters. And I love being up in Scarpa. I think Scarpa is, you know, a very special experience. I tell you what I was personally sad about here was about the NDC being closed. Yeah. That's amazing. It's a real shame for British diving there.
It's specifically a real shame for me because I live about 5 minutes away, and that's where I used to go on my gas films, and I've got to drive to Wales.
So, in terms of answering the question properly, I would dive the Thistlegorm any day of the week, naturally. And I love the Rosalie Mola, a little bit deeper, but it's also good for us in the programme. You know, sometimes we dived on a wreck called the Mohegan. It's a brilliant story about a captain that purposely basically sails his ship with all the passengers on it in the 20s into the manacles. He disappears. The gold disappears. A headless body is found floating off the coast of Pembrokeshire wearing his uniform. Is it him? And this is a brilliant story, but when you get to the wreck, it is a load of matchsticks by a load of rocks. So when Sky History look at it, they go, nah, cut that one. Oh, that was a good week of my life that I'll never get back.
It is a shame that a lot of the shipwrecks happen in what we call high energy zones. So, you know, like, and nowadays these wrecks are just debris fields of like flat bits of metal and nothing more. Anyway, enough of that. Right, we're going to hand over to you good people. So stick your hand up and I'll come and find you. Oh, one already. Questions for Ross?
This is actually a non-diving question. And I hope I've got the right guy, otherwise I'm not like a right dickhead.
I look like a dickhead, or you want to tell me?
I will. So many years ago, you did a documentary, and I'm sure it was, I hope it was you, really I do hope it was you. It was somewhere in Alaska, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, you did that. And
I tried to survive on my own in Alaska.
That's it. So my question to you is, there's one bit of it which I remember thinking, oh my God, I wouldn't do that. Absolutely no way. You spent the night out on the ice or on the snow with a rifle in a very small tent, and there was a real big fear of polar bears attacking you. You spent the whole night on your own. Did you really spend the night on your own?
I didn't spend one night. I had to fulfill the brief, which was 14 days. So at that time in Alaska, it doesn't get dark, but it gets murky about 11 o'clock. And so where I built my bivouac, I did have a 375 Winchester rifle, so I was hoping. But I had to go and I pooped with my gun, I sleep with my gun, what hair I had froze to my gun, and I'm sitting there by my fire one night, halfway in, weekend, getting a bit lonely, started talking to myself, not a good sign, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this thing appear. It's murky, it's about 11 o'clock at night. It's not gone dark, it doesn't go dark at that time of year. Snow's beginning to melt. The ice is cracking up on the river. The river's in front of me. This thing's just come out of the river. And it looks like this. And it's not moving. It's not moving. It's like, to me, it looks like a bear doing this. It's a bear staring me out. So I got the scope up, I look at it, and it still looks like a bear scoping me out. I'm looking at the scope, and both of the bear scoping me out, and I'm scoping the bear out. And then gradually, like Elmer Fudd, I suddenly pick up the courage, and I start slowly twinkling my toes towards this bear that hasn't moved. When I get up to it, it's a tree stump that's been under the water all winter, and it's broken through the ice, and it's staring me out.
Did you shoot it anyway?
Felt like it.
Right, another question. Yes, in the front row.
You've done obviously a lot of documentaries. Is there something documentary-wise that you haven't done that you really would like?
Yes, I can't wish for it. But I was at Mariupol before it got smashed by the Russians in the recent invasion. And I've sort of got an affinity for the place, whatever's left of it. Not necessarily for the Azov battalion who I filmed with, who were right-wing mercenaries, but in the main. But yeah, I was going to go to. I was destined to go to the Ukraine. The documentary was agreed to be filmed by the Beeb, and at the last minute it got pulled. So I got, as you know, get ready to deploy, not in the same way that you do it, but you get like hype, you get hyper, you get set in your mind, you're going. And then stand down. It's a bit of a moment. So that would be something that I'd be interested in doing. My last hurrah, hopefully my last one. But you know what? The thing about it is like if you look at the Congo right now, the brutal things that happened there when I was there between the Hutus and the Tutsis has happened again. You know, I was in Gaza for 2 months, and that's kicked off again. So sadly, you look at the documentaries you've made over the year, whether they be in Africa, South America, Central, I mean, Marisalva troops at MS-13, they've just built a prison for 30,000 of them. Think about it. 30,000 gang members all in the same prison. Right? So a lot of the things that we told stories about, it wasn't necessarily me being a brilliant journalist, it was working with brilliant journalists. They're still coming around, you know? So there's no stop, sadly, of interesting and sadly often dangerous and interesting stories to tell. It's just whether I've got the appetite at 50-something to carry on doing it. But I love it, and how lucky am I? I get to dive, I get to do a game show. No one's watching it, clearly. I get to do a game show, and I've just made a drama for I've been in Hungary for the last 5 weeks, making a new drama for Channel 5.
And when's that?
Where it was out, end of the year. It's amazing the difference though. So we make a documentary, cameraman, sound man, underwater cameraman, assistant, make a documentary. Go to the Ukraine, cameraman, sound man, me, local fixer, journalist, that's the team. Go and make a 4-part drama for Channel 5. There are more people involved than there are in this room. And the difference between making a documentary and making a drama, everybody's very serious making a drama. There is no time for laughs and giggles. And that's why I like making documentaries more.
And I do sometimes wonder how many of those people really need to be there. Right, we've got one question here. Let me dance through the audience.
Hi, just want to ask, have you ever really been terrified or frightened in your life, no matter whether it's been diving or through the documentaries?
100%, yeah. I mean, anyone that says they're not hasn't been in an ambush. If one round zips past your right ear, and you're digging with your eyebrows, and the next one goes past your left ear, you're thinking it's only a matter of time before one comes through my lid. So yeah, 100 times. My guns pulled on me in South America. We got lifted in Libya, so we got held. Me and Dave, my sound men, got separated from the director and the producer. And we were in a safe house, allegedly, in the middle of Brak, which is Gaddafi's hometown. So not many people ever get that far south. And some of the locals were very upset to see us there. So we were being held for our own good. We later found out when we got back to Tripoli that they were trying to sell us, right? And me and Dave are in this one room together. It's a little prayer room. And obviously our mobile phones are taken off us. But he's been allowed to keep his iPod, and he starts playing Kraftwerk, Jimmy. Fun, fun, fun on the Autobahn. Fun, fun, fun on the Autobahn. I said, Dave, they're coming tomorrow to shoot us. I'm gonna beg they shoot you first, just so I can see you die.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to wrap up. Roger's actually back on stage tomorrow as well. If you're coming tomorrow, that'll be great. He's back on. We'll be having a chat probably about some of the same things or anything else that might have come to me in the evenings. Apart from that, put your hands together please for Ross Kemp.